So in previous Sports File Vintage podcasts, we're talking about various Montreal Canadian prospects were kind of lost in the shuffle in the early to mid 1970s. And this player, some talent, but Montreal didn't find a place for him, even though he had a very strong career with the Nova Scotia Voyageurs, Montreal's main affiliate in the NHL. We're going to talk today about the curious case of Randy Rota. Now, Randolph Frank Rota, born August 26, 1950, is a Canadian retired hockey player who played 212 games in the NHL and 90 games in the WHA. Now, besides the Habs, he played with the Kings, Kansas City Scouts, Colorado Rockies, and the Edmonton Oilers in the WHA. He was born in Crescent, BC, and raised in Kamloops. Now, it was in Kamloops that he drew a lot of attention from scouts, getting 45 goals in 40 BC Junior Hockey League games with the Kamloops Rockets in 1968. Now, in 1969 and 70, he moved on to the Calgary Centennials of the WCHL. His best season was Calgary in 1970 with 43 goals, 47 assists for 90 points. Now, he ended up in the minors in Providence in 1971 with 31 goals in 68 games, and ended up with the Voyageurs where he got 55 points in 71-72 with 32 goals in 72 contests. Now, after another strong series with the Voyageurs, with 34 goals in a regular season and 10 in the playoffs, he ended up getting a cup of coffee in Montreal, and he showed quite well. He had a goal and assist for 2 points, but this was an injury call-up, and with Montreal's loaded lineup, there was very little chance that Rota would be with Montreal. Even if he had a fifth line, it'd be very tough. Now, after his playoff in the AHL, he ended up with the LA Kings, getting 10 goals in 58 games, then moved on to Kansas City for parts of 3 seasons, and his best season was 1975 with 15 goals and 18 assists for 33 points. Now, this was totally bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. 1977, he played 1 game with Colorado, but for some reason he ended up in Edmonton's lineup in 1977 season, and he got 9 goals and 6 assists for 15 points. Now, 78, he had 30 points in 53 games, including another 2 points in the playoffs, but that was the end of his career. Now, he did play center and left wing, but for a lot of people, his minor pro numbers didn't equate to the NHL, and he had, like I said, an okay NHL career, and but with Edmonton, 93 games, NHL career, 212 games, 38 goals, 39 assists for 77 points, and of course 5 games in the playoffs with the Kings in their cup run in 74. So Randy Rota, woulda, shoulda, coulda with the Montreal Canadiens, still part of the 1973 Yvon Cornway-led Stanley Cup winner, and again, not enough to get his name in the Stanley Cup, but enough to say he played on possibly the second best team of the Montreal's extended 1970s dynasty, which crossed over from the 60s dynasty in the 71 season. Anyway, Randy Rota, still don't know if he's any relation to Darcy Rota. Nobody's ever talked about that. Very good player with Chicago. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye.